Howdy y'all, Mockwood Fireman here, and welcome back to the Conelanders Assetto Corsa Racing League. This is a one-off video. As you can see, you got some in the background, we got some practicing going on. That's me and the white and green car, and we are practicing for next week's race at Mugello or Mugello, depending on where you're from and how you say it. And so, like I said, this is just practice, and the reason I got it going in the background is so you have something to look at while I'm talking. And what we're going to be talking about is my goals for this season of the Conelanders Assetto Corsa Racing League. In my first video, I mentioned some of the goals in just kind of a roundabout, haphazard, oh my goodness gracious, what's going on around me? I need something to talk about. So I kind of blabbered on about some of the goals for this season. And I wanted to go ahead and put this video out and say that, yes, these are my solid goals. And also in that video, I kind of left it out in the open, you know, what should I do if I don't meet my goals? And of course, Sharky, well, I think was one of the first comments that I got was from Mr. Sharky, and he said, Child's Play charity would be a great place to donate some money if you don't reach your goals. And I was like, that is a great idea, Sharky. I'd kind of considered that, but I you know, Sharky put it out there, and it's like, yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I mean, we've got Child's Play charity, the icons on our car. So why would I not donate to Child's Play charity if I don't meet my goals, or even if I do meet my goals? So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm going to talk about the goals that I had. I'm going to, you know, flash them up on the screen, hopefully, if I can get it to work. I'm going to flash them up on the screen as I talk about them, and we're going to talk about how much that I'm going to be donating for Child's Play to Child's Play charity, probably through the Farlands or Bus through Kurt J. Mack, but you know, maybe not. I don't know. I hadn't figured that part out yet. And I'm going to be keeping a running total up on the screen throughout the races to remind you guys what it is that the current count is up to, because there will be a current count. There'll be money every week for me to donate to Child's Play. And at the end of the season, after all the races are finished, at the end of the season, I'll do one big donation and donate everything all at once. So it's not, you know, a whole bunch of, you know, I'm not getting, you know, little donations here and there. It'll be one big donation at the end of this season. So I'm not, let me see if I can think about how I want to say this. I'm not going to suggest that anybody else that's in the league do this same type of thing. I would just say that if you're able to, it's not a bad idea. If you're able to find out some way to donate, you know, something from your races, then do it. If you can't, then don't. If you don't want to, then don't. I mean, that's not what this is about. This racing league is about having fun and doing the races. I since I put it out there, these, you know, I'm going to have goals, and if I don't meet the goals, then yeah, I'm going to donate to Child's Play charity. So let's talk about the goals that I had for the season coming up. The first main goal that I'm going to have, and there's going to be season-long goals, and there's going to be per race goals, and each one of those are going to be figured a little bit differently. So the first goal that I talked about in the video, in my first video, was the main events, the A mains. And of course, hopefully you remember, each week is split up. If you make the top 10 in your heat race, you move on to the A main feature race. If you don't make top 10, then you move on to the B main feature race. However it is, we're going to say it. I don't know. I hadn't figured that out yet. But my goal, one of the overall goals for the season, is to finish in at least half of the A main feature races, is to make at least half of them. So I decided that I'm going to do that both ways. I'm going to have a per race donation, and I'm going to have an overall end of the season donation. The per race donation is if I make it into the A main feature race each week. If I make it into the A main feature race, $5. If I don't make it into the A main feature race, if I make it into the B main feature race, $2.50. Figured half. You know, if you don't make it, $5. If you don't make it, $2.50. If you do make it, $5. And like I said, that's going to be per race. And this is going to be retroactive for the first weekend. So already we got some money adding up. And then at the end of the season, like I said, the goal was to make at least half of the races, half of the A mains. So if I do make at least half of them, that's going to be another $20 overall. $20 if I make at least half of the A mains. If I don't make at least half of the A mains, it's going to be $10. Okay. 20 and 10. I'm writing that down. 20 and 10. So $5 per race if I make it, $2.50 if I don't. Overall, end of the season, 20 if I do make it, 10 if I don't. Okay, that was make half of the feature races. Another one of the goals that I talked about in the first episode was I wanted to finish overall. I wanted to finish in the top 15 or better than I did last season, because I couldn't remember then where I finished last season, this season 2. Well, it turns out I finished in 13th last season. Overall, at the end of the season, was 13th position. So I'm going to try to do better than that. I'm going to try to my very, very best to make sure that I get at least 13th position overall. And again, if I make at least 13th position at the end of the season, that's going to be $15 more for Child's Play charities. If I don't make 13th position, we're going to start at $10. It's going to be $10 if I don't make 13th position. And then it's going to be an additional $1 added to however many positions below 13th I finish. So if I finish overall in 20th position, well, that's 7 spots below. So that's going to be $17 added to Child's Play charity at the end of the season. Yeah. Hopefully 13th. Hopefully I'll finish in 13th, because that'll be 13th or above, because that'll be $15 for Child's Play. Okay, now let's talk about some of the per race donations. Let's just call them donations that we're going to be making. One of the other goals that I talked about in the first video was I don't want to wreck people. That should be everybody's goal. You don't want to wreck yourself. You don't want to wreck other people, especially for me, especially not other people. So if I do end up wrecking somebody else, now I'm not going to count my own wrecks. If I just spin out on my own, that's, we're not going to make donations for that, because I don't have enough, I'm not a millionaire. I can't donate for every wreck of my own, because there will be thousands and thousands of dollars. No. So if I end up wrecking somebody else, if I hit somebody and they spin out, then that's going to be another $2.50 per wreck. $2.50 per wreck if I wreck somebody else. Like I said, not if I wreck myself and don't hit anybody else. And it'll be a case-by-case basis whether it is constituted as a wreck or not. Obviously, if I hit them and they spin out, then that's a wreck. $2.50. Hopefully I said $2.50. $2.50. I just said it and I can't remember what I said, but at $2.50 is what it is. $2.50. Another one of the goals I talked about towards the end of the first race was I wanted to improve upon my starting position. Always want to have a little green arrow next to my finishing position at the end of the race. Improve your position. You always want to improve your position every race. So what I decided to do was, whatever position I finish in, that's going to be the amount for that race, that I'm going to donate. Okay, wherever I start. So if wherever I finish, it's going to be the uh, is going to be how much the starting donation is going to be. Does that make sense? So if I start the race in 15th but end up in 20th, my donation is going to start at $20. Okay. And for every positive position that I've gained, I'm going to add $2 to that initial donation. And for every position that I lose, I'm going to have to subtract $1. I think that's how that's going to work out. If that doesn't make sense, let me know. But in my head, the way it's going to work is if I start like in a feature or in a heat race, if I start 10th, we're going to start out at $10. If I gain 2 positions and end up at 8th, then it's going to be $14 that I'm going to be donating at the end of that race. So $10 for the starting position. I gain 2 positions, is $2 per position, so $14. However, if I start in 10th place and I lose 2 positions, then I'll only be donating $8 because it's $1 per position that I lost. So the goal is to, obviously you want to donate as much as you can. So adding is good, subtracting is bad. So that's improved position. Always want to make sure you're doing better. At the end of the season, and like I said, that was per race. At the end of the season, I've decided that whatever my ballast number is also going to be just a flat donation. And that's, like I said, that's not per race. So I can't afford per race. But at the end of the season, if I end up still at 50 ballast, that's going to be another $50. And then some of the quote unquote stretch goals. And this is just throwing it to the wall and see what sticks. If I make it into an A main and I get a podium, okay, that's first, second, or third in an A main, $50. If I make it for some reason into a B main and get a podium, it's going to be $15 because, you want to make it into the A mains and you want a podium. That's where the most money should come from there. However, like I said, if I make it into a B main, if I don't qualify for the A main, I make it into the B main and I get a podium there, still going to donate $15 for a podium in a B main. Now here's the big one. The one that'll probably never happen. That's why the number is so large. But if for some unknown reason I were to win an A main race, I don't, Sharky's out sick, Cone Dodger, has a flat tire, Maestro gets taken out by Jims, who gets, I don't know, who knows. But if for some unknown reason I were to win an A main race, we're going to donate $100 on top of everything else that we're donating to Child's Play charity. However, if I make it into a B main race and end up winning the B main race, we're going to do $25. And that's a lot less than the A main, but it's also in the B main, there's a lot less people, so there's a higher chance that I will get lucky and end up winning. So that's why it's a lot less to win a B main, $25 versus $100. But I don't see either one of those ever really happening. So who knows? Now, that's going to sound like a lot of money that's going to be added up. And it may be. It may very well be. But Child's Play charity is worth it to me. I realized that I've been a subscriber to Kurt J. Mack for a long, long time. I realized that I've been a subscriber to Cone Dodger since he started the F1 series with Kurt. And both of those guys are big proponents of the Child's Play charity, just like I'm sure anybody else who, is in the league or watches Kurt or Cone or any of those other guys, big proponents of the Child's Play charity. And I've not been in a position to where I could donate to the Child's Play charities until recently. Let's just say I've had a run of good luck here recently over the past year or so. And it has allowed me to be more secure financially to where I could donate the amounts that I'm talking about. Now, I wouldn't be talking about donating these amounts if I couldn't afford it. And that's number one rule of money management is don't try to buy something if you can't afford it. Don't donate if you can't afford to donate. There are other ways, donate your time, donate, clothes, whatever. But for me, I'm not, this is not going to cause me to struggle financially. So this is something that I want to do. I thought about this. I'm actually recording this almost 2 weeks after I recorded the first one, or I recorded the first, talking about the goals and whatnot. So I've had a long time to think about it, and I've had a long time to come up with the numbers that I've spouted out at you already. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you can do the same type of thing, by all means do so. You don't, the numbers that I'm talking about, those are my numbers. If you feel like you can donate to Child's Play as well, come up with your own numbers, come up with your own goals, and have yourself a little video like this and say, okay, here's what I'm going to do for Child's Play. If you can't afford to donate, that's fine. Nothing wrong with it. You can come out and say, whatever, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to donate, whatever. But this is just something that has been weighing on me for a little bit. And, this is what I've decided that I want to do. So I think that's going to be it for this little episode. This is going to come out on Friday. The races that come out tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, are actually already recorded. I still have to do the commentary on them, and I know how those turn out, and they still are going to, still have the donation amount, the cumulative donation amount in the videos. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and I will see y'all tomorrow for some more Assetto Corsa, the Conelanders.